that worse rather than fix it. But yeah, so neck pickup. Here's a bridge pickup. Sounds great. Okay, so 30 something years of playing guitar, gravitating towards Fender style, Strat, Super Strat, Telly's style guitars. I finally bit the bullet, I don't know, 6 months ago and picked up a Les Paul. Greetings, it's July 7th, 2024, Sunday afternoon. And yeah, just thought I'd share a few thoughts because I've avoided these guitars like the plague in terms of owning one for a long time. And I just wanted to share some thoughts. The summary, too long, didn't read or listen. Summary is this is fantastic instrument. This is a cheap one. Probably the kind of Les Paul that Les Paul players don't like. But I think it's great, and I don't think you actually have to spend a huge amount of money to get a good Les Paul style instrument. And I'm really glad I got one. And in fact, I'm really glad I got this one. I'll talk more about that. But I think the big reasons why I avoided Gibson for so long was really just really a bunch of reasons. I mean, growing up in the 90s, a lot of the ones I got my hands on, and I used to work at a music store, so I played a bunch of these, but you just pick it up and, man, they were heavy. They would just do this, fall off you, so you're like, a lot of your energy is spent just keeping the instrument on your body. And yeah, you can use a strap. You can work around it, but like, that sucks. Why do you want to work around it? Instrument shouldn't suck. So I think that was a big turnoff. Also, I started on a Strat, and so you're kind of used to like the neck angle is straight and like your hand is closer to the body, and so whenever I picked up Les Paul style guitar, I felt like it was like this kind of twist thing, and it felt really awkward, and I didn't like it. Now I don't mind it at all. I think it's kind of cool. So that's interesting, but that was a big turnoff for me for a long time. Everyone I had lots of tuning problems with. I think these days information is more readily available, and most of those could have been solved with just a little bit of nut filing or some lubricant. But, back in the day, this stuff wasn't as, information didn't flow as freely. So it was just like, no, these stay in tune. I hate that. And part of that, that kind of leads to the next thing is that like Gibson is not known. They're known for making great instruments that hold their value that people love. They're not known for great quality control on the details sometimes, and so that's on Gibson that so many of their nuts are cut poorly, right? It's not on owners, right? So that's one thing. But yeah, just all those things combined together, and ultimately the price is, they're not cheap guitars, they're expensive, and so I could go with a small builder who makes perfect guitars for less money, or I could get one that's highly flawed and costs more money, and no thanks. So I stayed away for a long time. So I guess I got the itch a couple years ago just to get like an actual real Les Paul, and it was kind of this, I don't know, journey I've been on for the last few years of where there is no substitute for the real thing. No matter what it is you want to get, there's a lot of things that can get close. Sometimes that's good enough. Sometimes that's the right answer. But I'm finding it more and more that like if you want a thing, go get the real thing. That's the best option. And so I, kind of applied here. I thought, yeah, I want a real Gibson one. I know they relaunched the Epiphone lines, and for a while I was really interested in like getting a 339 or something like that. I've often wanted to pick up a cheap, Epiphone Dot, like a 335. So I'm very into like Larry Carlton style playing and jazz. Those are killer instruments. So I've wanted one of those, but I picked up one of the new Epiphones at a local music store, and oh my god, it was so bad. Now, I've only played one, so I'm sure they make a lot of good ones. a lot of people online talk about how great they are. That one was such trash, and I instantly thought, oh my god, I've been I've been fooled by all this great marketing they have, when this is just a crappy import guitar, just like always. So I know it's a hot sport opinion. Some people won't like. If you have one that you like it, great. Like, that's awesome. I'm sure there are good ones, but the one I picked up was just terrible. And I was so glad I got my hands on one before spending the money on it. So anyway, but beyond that, I still just, I've never owned a Les Paul. I thought it would be cool to have one. So I was kind of patrolling Craigslist for one, and there's a lot of these that go from, $1,000 to, a couple grand in that range. And this one popped up for $700, and I watched it, and the price dropped to like $650. I was like, let's go play it. Let's go see. And so I went and checked out. It had gauge 8s on it, which I've never played 8s, especially on a short scale guitar like a Gibson one. And it was pretty hard to know if this is going to be any good or not. But, I pulled the trigger on it and put 10s on it. I did change out a couple hardware things, but nothing big. And man, it's fantastic. It's really, really great. Now, this is the kind of Les Paul I think that like real Les Paul players don't like. And I think that's cool. Not anything against those guys or their preferences, but I figured like this cheap studio thing that doesn't have a maple cap, it's the open pore finish, like this is actually perfect for someone like me. I don't really want to tie up a ton of money in a Gibson. I know it's good for resale, but like no thanks. So something like this obviously was super affordable. If something happens to it, I get another one. I don't care. And all the things that like real Les Paul guys probably wouldn't like about this are like better for me as a player. So this has the high chambering, like it's the most carved out option they have. So it's super light. The balance is perfect. It doesn't fall off my leg. I'm pushing it up with my left hand. It doesn't fall off my leg. Also, this may be controversial, but like acoustically, it sounds. I don't know what that sounds like over the phone, but it sounds killer in the room, and I do think the chambering helps with that. I do think that somehow influences what goes through the pickups. It's the whole recipe of the instrument. I've always liked chambered instruments. And man, maybe it's psychological, but I do think this adds a touch of the 335-ish thing into the formula, which I think is really, really cool, and probably better for me than a solid one. I do like solid instruments. I have plenty of them, but this seemed to solve a lot of the things that I kind of didn't really like about Les Pauls all along. So that was fantastic. Also, this one already had upgraded pickups. I'd never heard of Manlius pickups. I guess a small builder out of, I think, Jersey. They're T-top clones, and man, they sound really good. So why would I change this? I wouldn't. I just kind of got lucky. I mean, these are $250 pickups now. Maybe they cost less when they were installed. I don't know. Oh, by the way, this is I don't know. I looked it up. It's either an 07 or an 09. I actually don't remember. I don't really care. But that's kind of the age of the instrument. I will say, there's a dark spot on the headstock here. I haven't put it under a black light. It's possible this is a headstock repair. If it is, they did a phenomenal job because I can't really feel it or see what might be a line, but again, I don't care. It's fine. The only minor dings this one has, the tuners were terrible on the instrument. They're like, I guess, Schaller, Clouson style Schallers. One of them had a bent shaft. I hate plastic tuning keys. I just fear that thing's going to crumble off at a gig, and no thanks. So I guess Clouson makes some sealed ones that just drop right on. Got them StewMac. They were super cheap, and they're fantastic. It's great. And I didn't know if I'd like this Keystone look in metal, but I think it looks great. I don't even notice them. It's great. So that was a good move. The Switch felt bad, so put in a Switchcraft, which it's crazy to me that they're like 30, $35 on Amazon, but whatever. The Switch just functions like it should. I didn't really do anything else. I didn't need to clean pots, jacks, anything. It was great. I have no clue if it's 50 style wiring or the way they ship these. Again, I don't care because it works great. So I just want to play the thing. I don't enjoy it. I don't need to tweak and. I did top wrap the bridge because it looks cool and because Joe Bonamassa does it. I don't know. And of course took the pickguard off because I think having a plastic wing sticking out the guitar is dumb and looks bad. But yeah, other than that, it's a really cool guitar. I dig it. It sounds different. I have other 2-humbucker mahogany Gibson scale guitars. This one sounds different and it plays different and it's fun to play. So yeah, I enjoy mixing it up with the other ones. And so yeah, great instrument. A little bit of finish wear there, and for the arm, which I like. It looks cool, and yeah, sweet guitar. I probably should have bought a Les Paul a long time ago. So, that's my ramblings. Thanks for listening.